In a city where economic progress is tempered by societal ills and issues, an enduring love affair with the divine has blossomed. It is a most unlikely love affair in this day and age. The beloved lays dead, badly bruised, his face contorted in pain. The lover is a multitude. They come from all walks of life and speak different languages. They come dressed in office clothes or everyday wear. They come from a variety of intents and purposes. They share one thing in common though. They are simply honoring a promise they made to Apu to visit every Friday, which is the day of devotion. Apu is the Kapampangan's term of endearment for the image of the Santo Entierro, Christ in the Holy Sepulchre among the Kapampangans. The Angeleños tend to be more specific. They refer to him as Apungmamacalulu, literally, the Lord who bestows mercy. The love affair of Angeles folks with Apungmamacalulu began when Father Macario Paras, parish priest of Holy Rosary Parish from 1829 to 1842, gifted the parish with an image of the Santo Entierro, said to have been sculpted by a sculptor named Buenaventura. Based on Don Mariano Henson's chronicles, the image was acquired in 1834, but it was not until 1897 when the devotion to Apu grew phenomenally as a response of a beleaguered community to a crisis situation. It was a time of war. The situation was compounded by natural calamities and disastrous events. The town's authorities and prominent personalities led by Capitan Municipal Don Clemente Gueco requested the then parish priest Father Rufino Santos, OSA, to initiate the celebration of the festivity of Apungmamacalulu in order to beg for his intercession in safeguarding the community against disasters. And so began the annual feast of Apungmamacalulu on the last Friday of October. Part of the fiesta celebration was the Quinario, a 5-day novena done in honor of the 5 wounds of Christ. It was the beginning of a love affair that has survived wars, disasters, a court battle, a church ban on the celebration of masses and sacraments, and the ravages of progress and modernization. The event believed to have triggered the devotion occurred on the second day of the Quinario of 1897 with the miraculous escape of a certain Roman Payumo, a local resident of Barangay Capaya, from his Spanish captors. Almost 2 centuries later, the devotion continues to grow as stories of Apu's miracles and granted favors are told and retold. It seems almost like madness to have to go through the virtual obstacle course in order to reach Apu on Fridays. When meant as a place, Apu refers not just to the chapel where the image of the dead Christ lies in state perpetually, but also to the whole marketplace that it becomes on Fridays. People keep coming nevertheless because, unfailingly, as soon as they emerge from the chaotic marketplace and step inside the church, they are suddenly enveloped by an invisible blanket of reverence and awe. To a devotee, the way to Apu is always worth taking, in spite of the conveniences. The devotion has its rewards in various forms, mainly in a spiritual high experienced after going through activities meant to connect to Apu. Among the perceived effects of the devotion, as experienced by the devotees, are feeling the presence of God, a feeling of lightness, and stronger faith in God. The Apu devotion also shows the very intimate relationship of the devotees with God. It is a type of Filipino spirituality which is very personal and is part of their everyday experience. It is in Apu where devotees find the sacred. This despite a penal precept banning the celebration of masses and other sacraments through Circular Number 14 issued by Archbishop Oscar V. Cruz on April 12, 1985. This carried on for the next 25 years until, on August 15, 2010, the interdict was lifted through Circular Number 24A issued by Archbishop Pasiano B. Aniceto. It was an occasion for rejoicing, made memorable by a Mass celebrated by Pampanga's three bishops, Pasiano Aniceto, Roberto Malyari, and Pablo Virgilio David, parish priest of the Holy Rosary Parish. The circular designated the temporary administration of the chapel under the care of Holy Rosary Parish. Apu's story does not end with the restoration of the chapel as a place of worship and religious devotion. Behind moves to redeem the whole compound and promote the devotion is a dream of turning the pilgrimage site into a shrine, a testament to Apu's never-ending love affair with his devotees. The fact that the devotion to Apungmamacalulu has persisted despite a ban on the liturgical and paraliturgical activities shows that nothing can stop people from exploring and establishing connections to the divine, someone mightier than themselves, someone bigger than their problems and concerns. And it amazes them no end to realize that someone as mighty and powerful can bend so low so as to hear the faintest whimper from a wounded soul. The devotion to the dead image of the Savior looks every bit morbid and perhaps even repulsive to the uninvolved. And yet, strangely, the devotees who come to Apu speak of the exact opposite of the morbidity and unredeemed pathos. They come grieving and they leave consoled. They come troubled in spirit and they go home in peace. They come burdened by the weight of their own sins and return home feeling forgiven or at least understood and accepted. They come confused and they go back home refreshed and enlightened. At the outset, Apu may not seem to be about the resurrection, but it is. What the devotees come to touch is the death of the Savior. What they end up experiencing is their own resurrection.